Hi, welcome back. This is video number 3, and today we're going to talk about empowering yourself while you're learning online. We've all had those days when you've decided to get a little bit of work done online, or maybe you've decided to get online and learn something new, and then it happens. You have been forsaken by technology. Whether the document that you've been working on just seemed to disappear, or that your Bluetooth speaker is going to hook up to everything, including your neighbor's refrigerator, but it just for some reason won't hook up to your phone. Your taxes are all ready to go, and then you try to email them to the IRS only to get that message that says something about it won't upload to the site. You can't really read it because the tears in your eyes are coming too quickly because you know you have to get these taxes filed, or you just want to change the battery in your key fob, but you can't figure out how to open the darn battery compartment. What do you do? First, you're going to take a minute and remind yourself this is not a personal affront from your computer. It's just a problem that needs a solution. Well, let's face it, there's really only one possible solution. You've got to find the answer. When we get online to look for answers to our questions, most of us start with search engines. Search engines such as Bing or Google are a great way to find information, a large amount of information. So let's look at some of these search engines and some of the benefits, the pros and cons that they each might have. When people get online to find information, most of us start with Google. Google is a great resource, and you can pretty much just type your question right into the search box and find some relatively good answers. You might have to do a little searching around and refining your questions. However, it's a really great way to get information because there's such a vast bank of information and photos and videos and all different kinds of things that Google can offer. They always show the newest content first, which is very nice, especially if you're looking for more up-to-date information. This is really important if you're looking for something to help you with a technology question online. What fixed an issue in Windows in 2014 doesn't necessarily mean it'll fix that issue in Windows in 2021. So it has that nice up-to-date information. It also gives you rankings and reviews. You can get on it from almost any device. It's one of the most popular in the world because it is easy to use and it's very specific in its searches. The one thing that some people don't like about Google is that quite often it gives you so much information, it's a little overwhelming. And the other thing is that, and this is becoming a very sensitive issue for some people, it does collect your information. However, this helps you in the future to kind of personalize your searches, but that's all up to the user. Duckduckgo is another popular search engine that's been around for a couple of years. One of the things that's made DuckDuckGo so fabulously popular is that it does not store or track user information. This way you know that you're searching a little bit more securely than you might be on Google or Bing. It also helps you to refine your searches to maybe find what you're looking for a little bit easier or a little bit quicker. Things that people aren't enjoying about DuckDuckGo so much is that there's no dates on the information or the results. So in this case, especially with technology, you have to make sure to double check that the information you're looking at or the suggestions or the solutions that have been offered are something that would be applicable and up to date. Bing is another hugely popular search engine, which has pretty much been considered Microsoft's answer to Google. Bing is another wildly popular search engine. It's very similar to Google. However, one of the things that I really like about Bing better than Google, when I'm searching for something that's more classic and not necessarily technologically related, that it shows the most reliable web results first. And so sometimes it can get you what you're looking for a little quicker and a little easier. It also offers alternative search options. So maybe you hadn't thought about, oh, I could have searched for it this way, or maybe I should have used this term instead to refine my search to get to what I'm looking for a little quicker. The one thing that people aren't totally thrilled with, and I'm included with this, is that Bing shows you a lot of ads while you're looking for information. So you have to kind of learn to block those out. They can be a little distracting, and they're just a little bit slower than Google search. But when I'm looking for something and I'm not really satisfied with Google has given me, I go directly to Bing, do some comparisons, and it's a great way to get all the information you need to answer your questions while you're working and not having to wait. You might have used or remember the search engine Dogpile from the 1990s. It was once wildly popular, but eventually was overrun by Google, and it's now making a resurgence. People really like this search engine. They use what they call favorite fetches, and they have a more whimsical home screen, so it's kind of just fun to use. And it also pulls from multiple databases, and so you get very broad searches with this. It's always nice. You can use this to cross-reference material that you might have found on Google, or Yahoo or Bing. The results aren't always dated, so again, you have to be aware that you need to maybe check on those, especially if you're using it for technological purposes, because they possibly could be out of date. Another website search engine that's wonderful for technological terms and uses is what's called Webipedia. It focuses specifically on the applications of technology and on technical terms. It offers a word a day, and so you can show off all the knowledge you have of technology by signing up on the website and using them when you need to find out some information about technology. One of my favorite search engines is Internetarchive.org. It archives all the old websites, a lot of information that's not necessarily up to date enough to be found on Google or Bing or these other search engines. You can find information about movies, music, television shows, websites, dictionaries, books, publications that have been out for hundreds of years. So it's a wonderful resource and a great way to find some good information. And so don't dismiss social media as a great way to find solutions to some of the problems that you might be having with your computer or with your online learning. One of the great things about them is they offer so many different ways to view the information or read the information, and you can figure out which is most applicable to you, what is the best form for you to take the information in. So you no longer have to read those complicated pamphlets on how to, construct or set up your IKEA desk when you can go to YouTube and just see a video and watch other people and how they did it. And so for those of us that are visual and would rather watch someone do something than have to read the directions, it makes it much easier. There's also other benefits, such as there's times when you're on social media and you're looking for answers that you can actually reach out to the people that have already found the solutions and sometimes have that dialogue with them so that you can find the answers a little bit easier. So remember, when you're learning online, if you get stuck or if you have a question and you're not getting a satisfactory answer from the website itself, don't hesitate to reach out, to go to a search engine such as Google and put your question right in that search box to look for an answer. And use any of the resources that I've mentioned, or maybe some that I haven't mentioned, to find your answer, to keep you moving forward and enjoying your online learning experience. Thanks so much.